Welcome to part 29, and we are back in the past. We are a kid again, and yeah. What to do now that I'm a kid again? Oh, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head back towards Hyrule Castle because I am going to get another Gold Skulltula. Now, here's the funny thing about Hyrule Castle. Even though Ganondorf's attack happened and the Princess and Impa fled, the guards are still posted exactly the way they were when we first came here. You know, all that sneaking around just to get into the castle proper. I mean, they're still posted at exactly that same spot. Now, you would think that they would be gone because the king had been murdered. The princess and her attendant are gone. I mean, at least be gone, guards, so I don't have to do all the sneaking around anymore. Well, regardless, we have to go through this process again, but we do not have to enter the castle this time, nor that there's any point to entering the castle because Zelda is gone. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read this gossip stone right here because it says something particularly interesting about Princess Zelda. Alright, so while Zelda is all frou-frouing up in fancy dresses, she is pretty much a tomboy. A tomboy wearing clothes. I wonder if this information is... I mean, yeah. Think about it. Zelda is a tomboy. Anyway, when we get here to this point, pull out the Ocarina and play the Song of Storms, and the storm will reveal a hole and drop down into it. And of course here there are bombable walls, so again, take out the bombs and blow them up. And one of these walls contains the Gold Skulltula we need to kill and collect the token. Of course, this one has another gossip stone and some empty bugs. Not empty bugs, bugs. So get an empty bottle to nab one of the bugs because we are going to be visiting another soft soil spot and we need the bugs to reveal the Gold Skulltula, kill it, and plant the magic bean. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and talk to this gossip stone using the Mask of Truth. Yeah. You may find something new in dungeons you have already finished. Specifically, Gold Skulltulas in Dodongo's Cavern are prime examples because, well, long after we finish the dungeon, especially when you're an adult, you have to go back and kill one of these things using the Scarecrow song. That is, if you are actually taking the time to actually kill Gold Skulltulas, which I am. In fact, that's why I'm here. I gotta kill these golden spiders and collect the tokens. And so here it is. And then that takes care of that one, and there's nothing left to do here. I believe there's a cow down here, but not worth the effort to get milk. Anyway, we are out and about, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to play the Prelude of Light to get back to the Temple of Time so I can move on to my next destination. Or if you want, you can have the guards catch you and they can toss you out. But it's not worth the effort to get tossed out. Alright. Now I'm going to be heading towards Zora River, where I will play even more Ocarina of Time songs, and basically they will involve some frogs. Yeah, we're going to be introduced to some froggies. And these frogs will be known as the fabulous 5 froggish tenors. So basically in Zora's River, just grab the cuckoo and head on downstream, or upstream, or whatever. And yeah, this footage here, I recorded this before I pulled the Master Sword for the first time, so do not mind the hearts. You can do this at any time, especially after you've gone back into the past. So yeah. Anyway, the goal here is that we are going to get to a certain spot in Zora's River where this log is, and right here we need to get on this log and go towards the edge, like make sure you don't fall off in the process. And there are frogs right there. You can see them right there. And they can see you as well. Alright, so while you're standing at this spot, pull out the Ocarina of Time and play one of the smaller, shorter, magical songs like the Zelda's Lullaby. And of course, each frog will react to a certain note that you play. And after you play a certain song, one of the frogs will grow, and they'll comment on your excellent playing skills, and they will give you 50 rupees as a reward. And we're gonna have to pretty much repeat the process with the rest of the songs. Now I'm talking about all of the small songs, like Epona's song, Saria's song, the Sun song, and the Song of Time. Now, again, do not play Warp songs, and do not play the Song of Storms until after you play the 5 other songs. So, yeah. Again, after all this is done, we are given rupees every single time. So, yeah, these frogs really love music. They love music in all forms. Of course, I keep doing it over and over and over. And of course, you can use these rupees to buy magic beans or play mini games. I mean, they're your rupees. You can do whatever you want to them. And I got nothing. But eventually, after playing all 5 songs again, when you first go back to the past, return to this pond area where the log is, and play the Song of Storms for these frogs. And they will react with this nice storms, like they love it. You know, they'll be quoting, "I'm singing away, what a feeling." Yeah. Anyway, as a reward for playing the Song of Storms, they will give you a heart piece. And we are not done with these frogs yet. Now that all of them are big and we have played the Song of Storms, pull out the ocarina one more time, and they will comment on how big they are, and they will introduce themselves as the fabulous 5 froggish tenors. And pretty much we're now going to play a little game with them. The game is that we are going to help the frogs eat these bugs. Now each of the frogs corresponds with an ocarina note, which the ocarina corresponds to one of the buttons on your controller. Now you have to push the right button when the bug is over a frog so they can eat. And if you are not fast enough, or if you press the wrong button, you can accidentally screw up and you'll quit the game. Yeah, the game will be over. Well, the mini game will be over. But the good news is, the thing is, the button sequence, it's always the same. It never changes. So what I do is I look up a guide on GameFAQs, look up the button combination and just go for it. Just press those buttons fast and quick so you can get that out of the way. In fact, I'm including the very button sequence in the description for both the console versions and the 3DS version if you are playing this on the 3DS. Anyway, by successfully completing this mini game here, they will give you another piece of heart. Yay. Anyway, we're done with the frog, so yeah. And I am going to be warping elsewhere, and I'm pretty much heading for Death Mountain. If I can remember the song properly, that is. See, you can see here, there's the reddish note for the Bolero of Fire. Yeah, we're making a brief detour to Death Mountain. Now, the thing about tunics is that, you know, the fire tunic, the Goron tunic, it can only fit on adult Link. And, yeah, and again, by being here in this extreme heat, there's a time limit. But, since I've been collecting more hearts and thus more health, I have a bigger time limit compared to my earlier visit at this place when I went to get another Gold Skulltula. Basically, the only reason I'm here is I'm going to flush out a Gold Skulltula from the soft soil, and I am going to kill it and plant the magic bean, which I will use in the future. And as you can see, the fire temple entrance is blocked by boulders, so obviously we cannot get into it at this time. And of course, we're going to plant the magic bean, and we are going to warp out of here. And because of the extreme heat, Link could die, and we do not want to die, and I don't want to die. Anyway, before I go back to the future, I want to get some more heart pieces so that I will definitely not die. In fact, these are heart pieces I should have gotten before I pulled the Master Sword the first time. I did not know why I didn't get them the first time. It's like, I mean, pretty much kicking myself for not getting these heart pieces earlier, but hey, I'm getting them now. I want bigger health. I want more health. More health is good. So I like to stay alive. Alright. Anyway, folks, to get the first heart piece I need, I have to go back to Gerudo Valley. And of course, as a kid, I cannot pass beyond the bridge, but I do not need to go across the bridge. And you know that magic bean that I planned all the way down there earlier in my playthrough? Well, it turns out it'll be all for naught because the heart pieces I'm going to get, I can reach using that cuckoo that I've discovered. So I did all that for nothing. Don't you just love it, doing all that for nothing? Well, actually there was something. I mean, I did have to get a Gold Skulltula, and I do have to get rid of that magic bean. And see here, like this message from Navi here. See, there's a strange cloud over Death Mountain. Let's investigate. Well, the thing is, I'm in the past, Navi. There is no strange cloud to investigate yet, but it kind of sounds. It kind of makes Navi sound silly. And of course, later on, when Navi says, "There's a cold wind coming from Zora's River. Let's investigate." And if you're in the past while doing it, while Zora's River's all nice and flowy and warm, again, it'll make Navi sound ridiculous. But hey, it's the limits of the Nintendo 64 technology. Anyway, we're here in Gerudo Valley again. Now, the heart piece I want to get first is behind a waterfall, so grab the cuckoo here and jump to the right. Yeah, you can start from this cliff face to get to have a better chance of succeeding. And jump. And it's behind this waterfall right here, and you can actually make it to the area without having to touch water. Well, the water at the bottom, that is. However, if you somehow miss the hole, there is a ladder that you can use to climb to the hole area, and yeah. And with that, we have a heart piece, and yeah. And we're gonna ride Zora's River down to, well, not Zora's River, this river down to Lake Hylia. And from Lake Hylia, there, you know that fenced area before, like at the entrance to Lake Hylia? Well, there is actually a hole there, and in that hole, we can get one of the easiest heart pieces in the entire game. I'm not kidding. I mean, again, heart piece collections can vary from extremely hard to here, heart piece, the end. Of course, again, avoid Tektides. Oh, hi, Zora. I mean, what else is there to say about this? I mean, you've pretty much seen all this before, but alright, here we go. Anyway, to get inside the fence area, just use this ladder to climb upwards. And then in the fenced area here, take out your bombs and start bombing the center, I believe, because that's the only way to make the hole appear. Now, the problem with me finding this hole is, again, I am not playing on a Nintendo 64 controller. I do not have the Stone of Agony ability for me to actually feel where these holes are, so it's pretty much blind luck that I'm just finding these holes, so yeah. Anyway, there's a Deku business scrub here, and by defeating him, he will offer you a heart piece for 10 rupees. Take the deal. Take the deal. Again, it's one of the easiest heart pieces to collect. And with that, I now have a grand total of 13 hearts. Hooray. Now, these hidden holes, I mean, uncovering them, that's a head scratcher in itself, because some require me to just bomb their locations. Others require me to play the Song of Storms. I mean, yeah. And again, I do not have the Stone of Agony Rumble feel, because again, I'm playing off a emulator on my Wii, and I'm playing it through my GameCube controller, which, while they do have rumble features, the rumbling does not correspond to this controller. And also, yeah, but thank goodness that in the Nintendo 3DS version of this game, they have the Shard of Agony, again, because it has this all ping sound. It requires you to listen rather than feel. So, yeah. Anyway, we're back in Gerudo Valley because I'm going to get one more heart piece out of this area. So again, we're going to need the cuckoo. And this time we are going to go to the left. Why? Because there's actually a cliff that has a crate on it on the left side. And when we get down to it, we just roll into the crate and we collect the heart piece. See, it's in this crate right here. And you should just make it. See? We'll just roll into the thing. Get the heart piece, and ta-da! Well, and with that, I am done with being a kid for a while, so let's go to the future. Oh, yeah. Alright, time to pull out the Master Sword, become a grown-up again. And when we become a grown-up again, I am going back to Death Mountain Crater. And I'm going to use that magic bean I just planted to collect me 2 more heart pieces. I mean, that's funny how time travel works. Like, you go back into the past, you set something up, you go into the future, that's something you set up, you, in the past, will pay off right now from your point of view. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just a little tired. We pretty much know the routine by now. Alright, we're back at Death Mountain Crater. Again, we have the Goron Tunic, which means we will not succumb to the heat. And speaking of things not succumbing to the heat, there's the magic leaf that I just planted in the past. And we can use it to reach this pillar here, where we can get another piece of heart. And, yeah. So, we're going to go back down to the platform and wait for the magic leaf to return to its starting point. Of course, make sure you stay on the magic leaf when it takes off again, or else you're going to have to wait for it to come back down. What? Yeah. So how did the magic leaf survive 7 years of intense heat? I mean, shouldn't leaves burn up or wither or something? Of course, this is a magic leaf, so I'm guessing it has magical properties, and of course, it does not need water for it to grow, so, yeah. Anyway, before I get the heart piece along the wall area, let's go exit Death Mountain Crater, and we are going to meet somebody who will help us tremendously. Here is a big Goron, and his name is Bigoron. Yes, this is Bigoron. And he is the owner of that broken blade that we currently have in possession. Of course, he explains that his brother Medigoron makes blades, but Bigoron here is the superior craftsman, and it's true. Bigoron is the superior craftsman. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to present him the broken blade, and he will recognize it as his own work. And he will repair it for us, but at the moment his eyes are covered in ash. I mean, he cannot see a thing, well, barely see a thing, so he's going to need some eye drops to clear his eyes, and thus the trading sequence will continue. Now, of course, he'll give us this prescription, and we need to see King Zora later on. But for right now, let's head back into the crater because, well, I want to get that heart piece, and we will actually be tackling the Fire Temple. Well, in my next video, that is. Anyway, to get the heart piece, go along this cliff area, and there are climbing grooves along this wall. So make sure you position yourself enough so that you will fall, but catch the grooves, and you will climb towards the heart piece. So it'll be better to come get the heart piece while you're climbing upward. Alright. Now, I recommend after getting the heart piece is play the Balerio of Fire to warp back down to the fire, to the warp point at the entrance of the fire temple rather than doing that whole long way down thing. So yeah. And with that, we will start the fire temple actually in my next video, and I will not die. I mean, I had easier time, well, a slightly harder time than the Forest Temple, because again, these things are meant to challenge adult Link and pretty much really test his skills. So yeah. Of course, to enter the Fire Temple, we have to go down this extremely long ladder. How extremely long? Well, it's long. Alright, and when we get down there, we will head towards the Fire Temple. And we're going to hopefully rescue those Gorons from that dragon. And yeah. So we will start this temple in part 30. See ya.